What's going on YouTube? It's your boy RonnyPugs back again with another Far From Home related video for you guys. And just like every other MCU movie, with Far From Home's recent release, we got a preview at what could have been for the main villain of the film, with a few pieces of concept art released by artist Ryan Meinerding. Now I'm sure the unused Mysterio suits we will be discussing today aren't the only designs considered for the film, as a couple more designs should be revealed once the art book for the film is released, similar to Homecoming. But for now, there are a few unused Mysterio suit concepts we can take a look at, discuss, review, and give my overall thoughts on if I would have preferred any of these designs for the film. And before we begin, be sure to like the video and subscribe to stay all up to date with the #1 place for quality content regarding Spider-Man on YouTube. So to begin with the first of the few Mysterio concepts from artist Ryan Meinerding, we have what appears to be a very robotic look for Mysterio, almost something like Iron Man, which does kind of make sense if you've seen the film. Frankly, I'm not the biggest fan of this costume design. I think Mysterio should be a more bulkier villain, and I'm not too sure about the white cape on the outside, which is what it appears to be on this design. So overall, I'm not the biggest fan of this Mysterio concept, and I'd give it a 2 out of 10 rating for this design. Up next is probably an almost perfect design that would have looked great for the film, with this concept reminding me a lot of the Mysterio of Shattered Dimensions. I love the way the fishbowl looks, as well as the comic accurate gloves along with the eye clips holding the cape together, which appear to have some sort of light up feature to it. And I think the only thing holding this design back is the fact that it appears to be gray and not the traditional green seen with Mysterio. So overall, I would give this concept a solid 9 out of 10. The third design is probably the worst of the bunch, with it appearing that Quentin Beck unlocked the reactive camo from Black Ops 4, along with taking inspiration from the light up planet decals you can get for your bedroom. And although I'm not a big fan of this design, I'd have to say my favorite part has to be the cape, as it appears like you're looking into outer space, and my favorite Mysterio interpretation has to be from the Spider-Man 2 game, where he was more alien-like. So overall, this design is a 3 out of 10 for me, with points for creativity and alien inspiration. However, it is a bit too bright for my taste. Up next is another one of those designs that would have worked well on screen, but still missed that key feature that would have made it look great opposed to just good. I do like this one, but I think the suit itself is a bit boring and would have preferred more added to it, or another shade of green used on the costume. It isn't terrible, but I think with a bit more detail this would have made for a great suit. And with that, I give this concept design a solid 7 out of 10. The next Mysterio concept doesn't really look like Mysterio to me, but instead looks like a design the Avengers would use if they decided to rebuild Vision. The color scheme is completely off. It looks a bit too androidy while reminding me a lot of the first concept that we discussed. I think this would be a good look for Vision, but when I look at this, I don't think Mysterio, so for that, I'm not the biggest fan of this design. It is creative and something new for Mysterio, but the classics are always the best, and for that, I'd give this concept a 3 out of 10. Finally, the last Mysterio design, in my opinion, is the second best one of these concept arts by Ryan Meinerding, with it expanding upon the classic Mysterio design and bringing it to modern times. Now, the purple looks like it could have been a bit much throughout the costume. Personally, I would have replaced it with a darker green, but one thing I really like about this design is the fact that you can see the skull through the fishbowl without making the face out entirely. So overall, I'd give this concept a solid 8 out of 10 and the second best concept that was never used for the film. So let me know what you guys thought of the video, as well as which Mysterio concept was your favorite among the ones we've discussed. The second one is my personal favorite, with the color of the suit being the only thing that holds it back, but overall I am happy with what we saw in the film. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out a video I made after Homecoming's release where we took a look at unused Spider-Man suits for Homecoming, which I will link down below in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow my social medias, and I will see you guys again in my next video.